All right, well, here she is, finally in the shop. All right, we'll get underneath, get her on the lift, see what's under this thing. All right, well, here it is. And we'll start the underbody tour here at the front. Looks like all this stuff is in need of some greasing. Interestingly enough, it appears to be self-greasing here from the front of the engine. This would be a decent oil leak either from the front main seal or the front of the oil pan. We'll have to look into that later. There's that vent from the oil fill line. All right, so there's suspension. And let's get the steering. Wheel and axle. Okay, the oil fill is dry. You can see transmission appears to be leaking a bit. And the drive shaft is pretty wet. Again, it explains the absence of rust underneath the vehicle, is that there's so much oil that it essentially rust-proofed itself. But it really does look very nice underneath. All right, let's do rear leaf spring. Wheel and hub. Brake lines. Brake lines are really in good shape. They obviously didn't make the Buick brake lines in the 2000s. Again, remarkable body quality. All right, parking brake. The rails are solid. There's the elusive battery. And up into the engine bay. right, this is passenger side front. That looks okay. Driver side front is hung up. You can feel that at least one corner needs to get broken free every time you move the car. So obviously the driver side front is an issue. All right, we'll get those wheels off so we can inspect the brakes and fix that. Well, this is the first problem with the brakes. So this is the driver's side front. This is the corner that was frozen, and you could break it free by overpowering it. But there is no return spring in the brake shoes, and there is a bunch of, it looks like brake fluid on the pads, but I don't see it leaking out of the slave cylinder. I'll have to take the rubber boots off, but there is what's left of the return spring. Half of it is missing, so we'll have to take care of that. And so here's the hub and bearing assembly. Really dirty. It's going to need to be cleaned up. And the rear bearing and seal are there. It looks like there was quite a bit of grease leaking past the seal. Maybe that's what wound up on the brake pads. Nothing like greasing up the brakes to make them work well. Alright, here's the passenger side brake with an intact spring. Everything considerably cleaner, more dry, but not completely dry. But it'll be clearly much easier to clean up, and obviously a good amount of brake pad. All right.